We're at the Pensacola Bluff. If you realize we've put in place a $2 million contract to repair the bluff talus deposits that have been generated over the years here at the project, and we're trying to give you a little background on what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what work's been going on. The contract was awarded in September, and we've been proceeding since that point in time to get this project moving. Contractor started this work to aid us with problems from long-term weathering. We happen to get a lot of moisture in there, they freeze, thaw, and ultimately crack off. And as you'll see in some of the video, the rocks then tumble down, go into our penstocks, they create personnel hazards and become a safety issue. So we're trying to protect this by encapsulating the rock. We're not going to actually stop it from weathering, but we want to keep that rock in place over time. The method we're going to use to do that work is we have first progressed to measure the damage that's associated with you down below, the stuff that was here before, the talus deposits at the bottom of the hill. Collect all that up, measure it, survey it, and know how much quantity we had there. Then after that, we're going to come in, remove and scale is the technical term from the top of the existing block, all of the rock that is loose and deposited. We've progressed through those first two stages at this point. We completed scaling operations at the end of last week. Basically have cleaned up most of the rough debris that's been in place for all that time. Now we have a reasonably smooth surface. Not all of the boulders removed, but ones that we feel like they'll remain intact and stay in place if they're protected from falling out. So that's what the system we're going to use from here forward is. We're going to go in, mark these rock bolts that will be embedded into the face of the bluff. Those those bolts will then be cemented in place, and then they go about 10 feet of design depth into the rock with about a 3-foot forgiveness zone, if you will, for keeping the rock as it weathers into the future, and just keep all that surface rock that weathers in place. So it should be a long-term design of about 50 years. And when those rocks are bolted in and then placed in there, then we come back with a netting over the top, fiber mesh type material that will keep in place the rocks when they tend to weather out. As they propagate out and the freeze thaw continues to happen, instead of falling down the hill, they'll just be held in place by those rocks pulling it back. We will mark all of the drill holes for pattern. We'll have geologists come in, approve that pattern, and we have a mix of rock bolt spacings. 5 foot on the vertical faces and about a 10 foot on the less sloped areas where we don't have as much force that will be applied to the bolts and the mesh. So that's what we're going to be progressing through. Contract should be completed in about March. Hopefully we'll not have to go back and deal with this again in the future, and we'll have a clean, safe operation